Hey guys, welcome to the start of a new vlog for November. This is, what is today's date? Today is Sunday, November 2nd. So, I have a couple updates and we can talk about my stitching project, which turned into a whole thing yesterday. Reading. So I'm still loving my Kindle. This is the matcha green cover. It's like textured. I love it so much. I actually found a video. It popped up on my YouTube feed that says Kindle features that you need to know. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to because the girl that did the video, and if I remember, I will link it below. She was like, it changed her life as far as like putting the date on the screen. I mean, there's so many little features that unless you watch a video like that, I probably would not have known those otherwise. So I may watch that today and fool with this and see if I can get some of this stuff. But I love this one so much because like this morning, I was up pretty early, daylight savings time. So, you fall back an hour. So technically I was up at like 6:15 and I said, I'm going to read a little bit. And on this, you can do a dark mode. So it's not like so bright. Brilliant. Love it. This is probably my favorite Kindle that I've ever owned. I've been enjoying it very much. Now, what I have been reading, I will put the cover up here. It is Jennifer Hillier's Wonderland. So good. I'm about 80% done. It's so good. I have read a few of her books. I haven't read everything, but everything I have read, I've loved. I want to say she wrote Jar of Hearts I really liked. Creep. The Butcher. Yeah, really good ones. I would say they are definitely suspense, but more like police procedural. It's good though. They're so good. This one, I don't know why I was sitting on Wonderland so long. Kindle Unlimited. So yeah. So that is reading. Okay. Whenever I come across a really good product on Amazon, I try to let you guys know, and I will also leave a review for it. I don't leave a review for anything, everything I buy. But I did leave a review for the book boxes, which I actually really like. The ottoman thing that I bought that my Stitchmate is in, and then this. And you're like, what the fuck is this, right? It is a scraper. So that's a razor blade. But it also came in a 2-pack for like $5.99, which I thought was astounding. The sides of this are like silicone, so it's grippy, so it doesn't slip out of your hand. This is brilliant for getting decals and stickers off of glass and any kind of item. So I literally, since we have started doing all of our home improvements, I've become the queen of removing a decal. You need a heat gun and you need this. We had a decal on the outside of our storm door, of our glass front door, that was for the Ring doorbell. And we've had the Ring doorbell, I don't know, it's been a really long time. That thing was baked onto the glass. I had tried last week to just use a heat gun. My heat gun is a craft heat gun. But I also tried to do it when it was really windy outside. Don't fucking do that. Don't do that. The heat is just getting blown away. And Goo Gone was not doing it. So I said to Bill, I did some research. I bought these just last week. And I said, I need your heat gun. He has like, a Home Depot heat gun. More powerful, bigger nozzle, like brilliant. So I went out there yesterday, sat on the front stoop. I had the decal off within 5-10 minutes. Brilliant. This thing is amazing because it's so, teeny tiny, very thin, that it can get underneath of a sticker just enough to peel it up so then you can peel it off. I left a review for this, like, yeah. So I will link that down below also. Okay. Printing on the perforated paper. A lot of you like that idea. Someone had a good point though, because when I do this stuff, I mean, I don't know everything, right? They said, you know, because there's holes in the paper, where is the ink going? Is it going to gum up your print head? And I thought, oh my God, never even thought of that. So in my head, I said, the next time I print paper, I am going to lightly attach the perforated paper to a piece of computer paper, and then the ink will go on that and I'll still be able to print it. And I had my shot yesterday. Let me pause. I'm going to get something and show you. Okay. So if you watched my vlog from last month, you will know that I recently started a new cross stitch project that I got off of Etsy from, I want to say Witch's Garden Crafts. I will link the pattern down below. It is called There's a Little Witch in All of Us. And this is what it looks like. Now, this is the model. So they stitch theirs like on a cream color. They use black, and then they use 3 shades of gray. And you can see it's a light, a medium, a dark. Originally, I had printed orange paper, and I had picked out 3 shades of green. And I thought I had picked out 3 shades of green that you could tell the difference between the 3 shades. Nope. Because when I started stitching, and I stitched a couple days this week, and here is what I had done. I had part of the T done, and then I started doing the I. That green, it all looks the same, doesn't it? I was not happy with that, and I said, damn it. Now I have to restart this because this pattern is pretty big. I mean, it doesn't look pretty big, but it is. So I was not going to keep going. I want to see 3 distinct colors. So then I had in my head, maybe I do not orange. And I thought, let me print a purple piece of paper. I found purple. So what I did was I attached now I also want to say this is 2 strands of DMC. Remember, this is the second time I've restarted this one. The one I'm going to show you, it's the 3rd time, because the first time I had a little bit done and I was using Sulky, and you could see the paper through the black. I didn't like it. I said, all right, I'm going to try 2 strands of DMC. And that's what that is. It's perfect coverage. Okay. So I used my mini glue dots, and I attached just in 2 of the corners the paper to computer paper. And here's the piece of computer paper. So you can see all of that ink got on this. So yeah, you do not want that ink going into your printer. Luckily, I've actually printed 3 pieces of paper. So, but I printed paper after that, like for work, because I print stuff for work every day. And it was fine. But you can see how it emulates, like it looks like a piece of perforated paper. So thank you to whoever said that. I think it was Joanne. Because I will do that from here on out as far as protecting the inside of my printer. Let's just set that on the floor. Okay. So then I proceeded to spend an inordinate amount of time trying to figure out what 3 shades I wanted to use, because I thought, okay, green on purple, gonna look good. And green is, you know, a witch color, right? I could not settle on 3 shades of green. I had done lime green. I was trying to do then a teal. I couldn't get colors that were different enough. And, you know, I was using my DMC color card because when you change colors, you know, DMC color card has it in order of like color, what's the word I'm looking for? Like saturation, like it's shaded. So let's say the original people, now the original pattern, the 3 grays were right next to each other on the color card. So I thought, all right, technically, then I would pick 3 colors that were right next to each other. But I didn't. I didn't for what I wound up doing. But I had pulled out so many colors. Then I thought, oh, maybe I'll do shades of red. I had looked at pink. I had looked at orange. I had looked literally at every color family you could imagine. And then I thought, I need to look at a color wheel because I want to know what is the opposite color from purple on the color wheel. It's yellow. It's yellow. So I said, all right, let me look at the yellow shades. And I wound up picking these 3 shades, and I'm going to show you. These are not bam, 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 1, 2, 3, but it's like, so I picked 972 and then 2 colors up is 726. Yeah, 726. And then 2 colors up from that, if I can try to hold these, is 3078. These are 3 distinct yellows. You are going to be able to tell that those are 3 different yellows when I stitch this. And then I was like, okay, sparkle, because you know I like sparkle. I decided to go with a gold because it kind of a little bit, I'm not going to do too much sparkle. I think I'm going to do the sparkle maybe for her shoelaces. And then maybe for the candle. That might be it. And we'll see how the shoelaces go. It may be where I just do the sparkle braid for what's out here, not what's in there. We will see. We will see how that goes. Because I didn't have yellow. I mean, this is a yellowy gold for sure. So that took me so long to figure out those colors that I did not have too much time actually to stitch. But I did get another start. And I'm going to show you. First of all, the piece of paper I printed, it turned out beautiful. Let me hold it up behind this because I mean, look at that purple. Are you kidding me? And yeah, I was in the middle of stitching black. But you can see I stitched, that's the lightest yellow. I think it's going to look so good. I think it's going to look phenomenal. And I am using 2 strands of DMC. Now, what I realized in using 2 strands of DMC on 18 count paper, normally when I stitch, I will do 1 leg all the way up and then come back and complete the other part of the X. I find my stitching looks neater on this 18 count paper with the 2 strands if I complete each X as I go along. So that's the way I'm going to do that. But I am enjoying, I love that purple. Now, when I go to finish this, I'm going to be framing it because it's bigger than the scrapbook, the junk journal that I have. Normally when I finish perforated paper, whether I frame it or put it in a junk journal, I always back it. I always put a similar color to like this. Like I would put a piece of purple cardstock behind it because it does help hide the holes. Because I have like this exact shade saved on my computer because I printed it from the internet, I am just going to print this on a piece of computer paper and put it behind it. Yeah, I won't need cardstock. I will just use, yeah. I mean, that's brilliant too, right? So stay tuned for more updates on that. Because we have slowed down exponentially on the house stuff. We have gotten done so much. Bill painted the front door yesterday, so that's done. We have to have an electrician come in, and Bill knows somebody who's coming in to do a couple things. But for the most part, 98% is done. The only thing that really has to be done still is a new stove, which we are going to wait till Black Friday and try to get a deal. A new stove and my bedroom painted, which is not going to be done until January. So, but everything else is done. Yeah, so able to calm down for a little bit and take a break from all of that until January, when we need to start looking for a house. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff to do once that happens. But, you know, that should be the good part of it, hopefully. I figure I will not truly be able to feel joy until we're actually in a new house and I've been able to unpack some of my stuff, right? But yeah, that's all I have. I started watching, when I was stitching yesterday, I started watching a new show to me on Hulu called, it's a 3-episode, I want to say, I think My Name is Steven. It was about this boy that got kidnapped when he was 7. He was gone for 7 years and then he escaped. And he also saved like another little boy. But there's more to the story than that, because the first episode, he gets returned home. There's 2 more episodes. So there is so much more to the story that I'm a little scared, like, to see what happens. Because, man, people do horrible things to one another. But Bill and I wound up watching the 7th game in the World Series last night. What a fantastic game. It went into extra innings. It went into the 10th inning. Phenomenal. We had such a good time watching it. At one point, there was like a little fight, like both benches cleared. Very, very exciting. And when we were, I mean, that was the latest we had stayed up in a really long time. I want to say the game went until like 12:45. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty late. But exciting, very, very exciting. And congratulations to the Dodgers, because they won. So, yeah. But I hope you guys had a good Halloween and that you're having a good start to November. This is, you know, Thanksgiving month. I look forward to watching Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. It is my favorite Charlie Brown cartoon that is out there. And I just love that cartoon so much. So I will see you guys in the next segment. Hey guys, welcome to another segment in November's, I almost said blog. It's actually vlog, a video log. Today is Tuesday, November 4th. Today is actually election day. I just got done work, so I thought I would share a couple things with you guys. Stitching progress. So I did, you know, for the 4th time, work on There's a Little Witch in All of Us. Remember from the last clip, I changed the colors to yellows and all of that. And I think it's looking fabulous. Let me find something to put behind this. Just a little bit. So remember, I colored the paper. You know what? You know what I should get? Hold, please. Okay, so I have a piece of purple scrapbook paper. Yes. I'm actually going to cut this paper to this size and tuck it in my, let me show you. See how I tuck? That's not doing it right. Hold, please. Okay, see how I tuck this in here? Because this is foldable. So I will tuck like my perforated paper in there. And so I'm going to tuck that in there. But I think it's looking pretty good. So I restarted, and I really think the yellows that I picked are going to work really well, because this is the lightest yellow, this is the medium, and then the darkest yellow is definitely different. So excited. And like I said, I am using 2 strands of DMC on 18 count paper. And, you know, if you have watched my vlogs all along since I started, and I'm sorry, my neck is red. I've like been running around here before I did this video. When I get warm, my neck gets red. Anyway, so no one says like, you know, yeah. Big breath here. What was I even saying? Good God. Oh, okay. So I have gone back and forth whether to do 1 strand or 2 strands on 18 count paper. The other day, I did a search for it on YouTube, and what pops up? Stitcherista video, 1 or 2 strands on 18 count. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And I clicked on the video, and it was from, I want to say 2022. And I could see my office the way that it used to be, with all the things on the walls. And I thought to myself, my channel is like a big journal, a video journal that I've done, right? Anytime I want to see my rooms the way they were, I just need to click on a video. And I thought, I'm always going to be able to see that as long as YouTube is up there, right? And I thought, that's fantastic, right? You can see the evolution of the pieces on the walls and how I've arranged things, because it definitely has changed over the 9 years that I have been on YouTube. So 2 strands of DMC. But like I said in my last clip, I complete each X as I go along. I don't go down a line. I used to do half the X, come back and do the other half. And I don't do that. And I find that when I do it this other way, I have more room to like tuck my needle underneath. And this X here, that's to find the center of the fabric, of the paper. Now, in the future, I'm going to do this much smaller. Like, you really only need it literally right in the center. I don't need all of this. It will be hidden. You won't be able to see it when I finish this behind the paper, with the purple paper behind it. But yeah, that will be framed because it's too big to fit in my scrapbook. But I don't know if I showed you guys, when I was cleaning out and rearranging things in here, especially in my closet, I got rid of 2 pieces of furniture that were in that closet. I had like a 3-drawer Tupperware kind of thing. And I had scrapbook paper in there, and I was like, I need to find something that I can like slide between a bookshelf or something like that. Something that doesn't belong in a drawer, because what I have in that closet is the only things I'm going to have in a closet for my craft room. So I found this on Amazon, and it's Velcro, which I like. First of all, it has this handle, and I don't remember if I showed this, but you can see it's divided. And I have put the paper in here by colors. And then I have like 2 sets of stuff. And someone asked where I got this. I got this from scrapbook.com. This is actually Echo Park. If you see the Echo Park, you can go on their website. They will sell directly to you. And every day, and I am not exaggerating when I say this, I get multiple emails from Echo Park every single day, because they always have sets on clearance. And the sets include, they do themes. So let's say that Halloween one, it includes all of the scrapbook paper, stickers, and normally they can be like $15 for the set. They have so many sets for $5. So one of the sets I bought in here was $5. And they have their stuff's really great. So Echo Park, ECHOPARK. Okay. So you guys know I love to read on my Kindle. I love to read. I am so thankful and blessed that I am a reader. And there are some books that just make me so glad that I am a reader. I finished Jennifer Hillier's Wonderland, loved it. And then I debated on whether to read another one of her books that I have from Kindle Unlimited. But I was on Facebook and see, okay, so on Facebook, first off, I had at one time 1,100 friends. I don't fucking know 1,100 people. Now, over the course of a month, I called that down to like 120. If I do not know you in real life, if I have not talked to you at length online and formed a relationship, or if you're not my family, like immediate family, no. And I don't accept any other friend requests. Not really. And also, I don't follow anybody anymore on Facebook. So when I go on Facebook, what pops up are the pages I follow. And I follow a lot of motivational, inspirational pages like that. And then I go on there for my groups. So I went on there 2 days ago and this book popped up, which is called The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. Now, I read the sample on my Kindle this morning and I said to myself, this is a book that I need the physical copy because this book is told through letters and emails. And let me read. So I love living in this area because we have an Amazon hub that's like 7 minutes from us, literally. I ordered this book at 7:30-ish this morning, and I had it by 2 o'clock. Yeah. Okay, so here is the premise. I gotta like take these off. These are not my readers. Sybil Van Antwerp has throughout her life used letters to make sense of the world and her place in it. Most mornings around 10:30, Sybil sits down to write letters to her brother, to her best friend, to the president of the university who will not allow her to audit a class she desperately wants to take, to Joan Didion, the author, and Larry McMurdy to tell them what she thinks of their latest books, and to one person to whom she writes often yet never sends the letter. Sybil expects her world to go on as it always has. A mother, grandmother, wife, divorcee, distinguished lawyer, she has lived a very full life. But when letters from someone in her past force her to examine one of the most painful periods of her life, she realizes that the letter she has been writing over the years needs to be read and that she cannot move forward until she finds it in her heart to offer forgiveness. The fact that this book is done in letters and emails and stuff, that's what prompted me to want to read this. But the description of the person in my book group when they read it, the feeling that they said, they actually listened to the audiobook and they said when they were done, they were in their car and they had to pull over. And I thought, I want a book to make me feel like that. The sample, I'd already cried when I read the sample. I mean, I've already felt so many emotions. So I was like, I need the physical book because I will want to put this on my shelf. I really do feel that this is going to be a book that is going to be up there with my favorite book of all time now, Joe Nothing's Guide to Life by Helen Fisher, and The Barred Life of Frederick Fife by, is it Frederick Bachman who wrote that? Whatever it is, that book was amazing too, but Joe Nothing's Guide to Life. You want to hug the book. The book makes you feel everything. Also, Chris Whitaker's All the Colors of the Dark. Like, there are just some books that just touch you and make you think and that change your life. This book, and the sample was probably only, how big was the sample? The sample was 26 pages. it made me want to buy stationery and start writing letters to people, like actual physical with my handwriting letters. I actually joined a Facebook group about 2 months ago for pen pals. I haven't written anybody yet, but the idea is fascinating because there are just so many people out in this world that are amazing that we do not know, right? And it also makes me think of all of the relationships and friendships that I have gained from having this channel. If I had not had this channel, I would not have met some of the most wonderful people that I can consider my friends. There is a core group of people. First of all, there is a core group of you that watch every video, that comment every time. You do not know how much I appreciate all of that. But there is a core group of people of about 5 or 6 women that over the years of having this channel that I have forged very good relationships with. And I am so very blessed to have these women in my life, to be able to share things. And there's a couple men, it's not just women. The main guy I can think of is Brandon, who sent me the Lego of the bookshelf, the free gift. He wound all the bobbins in my vintage cart. He is a fantastic human being, and I am so blessed to call him my friend. And then also Kyle, which I need to message him because we check in with each other every once in a while to say, hey, how you doing? Just some wonderful, wonderful people I have met over the 9 years of doing this channel. And, you know, I hope I can do this channel well into my later years. I love this format. I love the vlog format because it takes off so much pressure of me having to record. Feel like I have to record every day. Okay, now that I've blabbed on enough, I did do some diamond painting the other day. So I want to show you my progress on that because when I have a bunch of time, I really try to like stitch for a little bit and then diamond paint for a little bit in the same day so I can get some stuff done. All right, let's flip around. Okay, so I have been working on, and I didn't write my start date, although I'm sure somebody could tell me. Dee Dee. This is the diamond painting. Hannah Lynn when she was still with Diamond Art Club. And my friend Becky sent this to me. So I actually got done this bit over here. Isn't she beautiful? And then I got done this section, and then I have some done on this section. So I am using a small mesh ruler because the smaller one, I can line it up better and everything's lined up. The big one, I'm not sure what happens, but I can line this up pretty good. And this is a sticky pad that I got off of Amazon that I stick my tray to it. And it's just sticky enough to hold the tray, but not so sticky that when you pull it off, the diamonds all spill. Oh, I need to show you something that Bill got me the other day. We were at, where were we at? Was it Home Depot? Because, you know, we have lived at Home Depot here recently. I need to find it. Where is it? He was like, this is perfect for when you, like spill diamonds or you have to sweep something up in your craft room. Around, flip you around again and show you. He got me this. So this comes out, obviously, and you just, yeah. I love it. I forget, where did he get this? I want to say it was the grocery store. I think it was Harris Teeter, now that I'm thinking of it. But it's perfect. Yeah. So I have that in my little cart over here. But yeah, that book, The Correspondent. Oh, and one of the best parts of the book, the woman lives in Annapolis. She lives in my state. Annapolis is 20 minutes from me. I mean, it's a fictional character, of course. But when I read in the sample that, oh, you know, I live in Annapolis, and I went, what? Yes. I love it. I just love it. So I know I'm going to love this book. I'm going to want to hug it, and I'm going to cry more. I guarantee it. It will make you want to write letters. Yeah. Okay. I have blathered on enough. I'm hoping to get some stitching and diamond painting done today. And I will see you guys in the next segment. Hey guys, welcome back to another segment. Today is Wednesday, November 5th. Yeah, I should check the date before I come on here every time, right? And I wasn't going to come on here so soon because I was just on here yesterday. But this book has really just been making me think. So I had been reading. I am already on page 126. And yesterday when I said, this book makes you want to write letters, right? Because it's a dying art with emails, text messages, things like that. So, of course, the person that I am, I was researching stationery and looking at stuff like that. And then I stopped short just now. A lot of my life, and I think social media has perpetuated this. Not that things can't be inspirational. They surely can. But I don't want to copy anybody else, what they're doing, if that makes sense. This woman in this book, and I mean, she's a fictitious character. We know this, right? But it's like the letter writing was her thing. And everyone you have to develop your own thing, not copying off of someone else. I hope I'm getting my point across, where I don't want to live the rest of my life just copying other people's ideas. And I think if we pause and take a breath and just stop all the noise, ideas can come to you. I think sometimes we're in such a hurry to figure out something, to get something done, that we don't allow ourselves that little space of time to come up with a solution or a creative idea. A good case in point is, now, obviously, I love to hear book recommendations, movie recommendations, because you can't possibly notice every movie, every show, every book that is out there. In fact, I watched a really good movie that Jill recommended to me yesterday, Weapons. It's on HBO Max. I really liked it. It's kind of scary, and I watched it at night. And Bill coughed upstairs and scared the bejesus out of me, just saying. And then tonight, I'm going to watch Vicious with Dakota Fanning. Jill recommended that one too. But I found these two cross-stitch patterns on Etsy, and I bought them. They were like $1.86 by the same person, which I will link it down below. Thankful. And then give thanks, because I'm thinking, I almost considered stopping what I'm currently doing and stitching these because we're in Thanksgiving month, and these would go in my scrapbook. And I have a pack of scrapbook paper that I'm going to use for both of these. And normally what I do is I will go on scrapbook.com, search for the pack of scrapbook paper, and I will search for a layout. Meaning I feel like I need an idea of what someone else has done, when in fact I don't. And I said, what am I doing? I'm not doing that anymore. Because like for my mermaid, I just thought of that on my own. I need to take my time with it instead of rushing the finish once I'm done stitching those two pieces. I'm going to stitch them first, both of them, and then finish the pieces because I'm going to use the same piece of scrapbook paper. But just to say, there is no one else in the world like you. You have your own unique gifts and abilities, and I think we need to appreciate our individuality more. Yeah. And stop trying to compete with each other too. As in, just because you do something and I do something different, or I do it a different way, doesn't mean neither of us are wrong. I think I have forged a good little path with the perforated paper, figuring out how to print. I did stitch a little bit yesterday, so I'm going to show you my progress. But yeah, I'm not going to become a letter writer. That's not going to happen. Remember, I am working on, there's a little witch in all of us, with 3 shades of yellow on purple paper that I printed. I'm in the middle of stitching the eye. So, God, doesn't that look good? The paper is just fantastic. So I finished this yesterday, and this is the eye. So this is the T in witch. Now, the way that the pages are printed, so actually the symbols are really big. So the bottom of the T is like on the next page. So I'm just stitching, like this page has a large part of the I and then part of the W, only like half of it. And then I have to go to a new page. But I am loving these colors so very much. And I can't wait to get to the darkest color, which I don't know where that is. Where would the dark color? The dark color is not in any of the letters in witch. It is in some of the other pieces. But I love the fact that I finally settled on yellow. And again, you know, that was a creative process. I told you guys it took me a long time. It took me a good part of a day I pulled out so many different combinations of colors. It was truly insane trying to figure that out, what colors to use. But yeah, I also think we need to give ourselves grace. Like I said, this world moves so fast now with technology and social media that we need to just stop and take a pause. I read in that book, she was taught, now this book spans over the course of a couple years, but one of the years was when President Obama was still in office, and the person who's writing the letters in the book, she said something about the world, and she said, you know, I liken this world to a carnival on fire. And I was like, wow, what an analogy for the world. A carnival on fire. And it's hard to, you know, stop the noise, because emails, text messages, notifications, apps, it takes a conscious effort to try to quiet that stuff for yourself. But sometimes I think it is really important to do that. Yeah. So here's to being an individual, right? But yeah, I hope you guys are all doing good. That's all I wanted to say, was just those couple things. Like I said, I will link these patterns down below. She has a bunch of different other little patterns that I really like too. So, and $1.86. I mean, come on now. Yeah. And I would stitch them on white perforated paper. It's like 5 or 6 shades of DMC. That's all it is. But okay, I hope you guys are all doing well, and I will see you in the next segment. Today is Thursday, November 6th. And you are getting me in my morning, no makeup, haven't fixed my hair, haven't done anything glory, because I wanted to come on here and just say all of what I was just thinking before I lose it in my head, right? So, reading this book, having a cup of coffee, sitting in what was the library. The character in this book, without giving away too much of it, like I said, the book spans over the course of, I don't know how many years, but she was 72 at the beginning of the book, and now she's 77, so there's at least 5 years. She's losing her eyesight. And I just read an email from her eye doctor. And when I read it, it really hit me. Like, what would I do if I lost my eyesight, right? It would be devastating. And it's like, when I thought about that, I thought, why am I not enjoying every minute of this wild and crazy life that I have? You know, complaining, not feeling, you know, suffering, thinking things should go a certain way. And sitting in the library at this time in the morning, it's like 9:40 a.m. You know, all along, I've always said I want the walls of my rooms color. This whole house is now white. And I rebelled against it. I pressed up against it, right? I resisted it. And I sat here and I thought to myself, if you can see, let me try to flip you around. You can't properly see what I'm seeing. The white walls, how bright and glorious this house now is. It was like an epiphany just a few minutes ago. In the fact that the color, right? The color that I love needs to come from the rugs, the furniture, the books, the stuff I put on the walls. Just like in my craft room. My craft room is glorious. I absolutely love it. And the walls are white. I mean, I may sound like I'm losing my mind, like I'm really off my rocker, but it was a huge epiphany because all along I've been like, I got to paint my new bedroom, the new craft room, the new office, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't want to go through us either painting it or hiring someone to paint it. It's very tedious painting, and then it costs money to hire somebody. And I'm also just trying to think of my life going forward as simple. The path of least resistance, right? And I mean, I look at my accent chair in the corner and it's like these tan and blue circles. I love that chair. I love that chair so much. And it was only like $49 on Amazon. And it looks fantastic against the white wall because it's not clashing with something, right? And I thought, my God, like the color needs to come from what we put on the wall, from what my crafting, my needlework, my whatever. And yeah, why are we not enjoying every single second of our life? Being able to, I'm looking outside and, you know, the trees change color at this time of year and it's just glorious, the colors. The sky is blue. It's kind of windy outside. But just being able to drink out of my favorite mug that I got at Hobby Lobby a while ago, reading this wonderful book, and man, I think at the end of this book, I'm going to be writing this author an email because it is her debut book. It's the only book she's ever written. But when I read about that, her losing her eyesight, I literally sat here and cried for a minute, just thinking of the little tiny things we worry about every single day and complain and bitch about and just know, and how we spend our time. What I talked about yesterday, like about, you know, stopping the noise. This morning, I turned off all notifications on my phone except text messages because I get those for work. But like Gmail, email, Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff, it's all turned off. So that means I have to physically go in and click on those things to check it. And I had done that a couple months ago, and it was freeing because I wasn't constantly looking at my phone, number one. because I think a lot of our eye strain comes from looking at our phones, looking at computers, things like that. I don't know. Am I having a midlife crisis here? Like, why am I not completely just appreciating my, you know what I mean? Like, just appreciating my life. I'm going to from here on out. Yeah. When I tell Bill about the white wall thing, he's not going to believe me, because all along I have just resisted so emphatically that I hate the house being painted white. Nope. It's he's going to think I've really lost it. But yeah. So I have to go now because I have to get ready for work. I did do some stitching yesterday. I did part of the eye in Witch. I'm not going to walk in there and show you guys, but yeah. It's a good revelation, right? About the white walls. But I hope you guys are all doing well, and I will see you in the next segment. Hey guys, today is Tuesday, November 11th. Today is actually Veterans Day here in the US. So thank you to everyone, for your service who is in the military. My dad and my grandfather, both veterans of the Army. So I had off work today, did a lot of cleaning around the house, bought a new spray mop, did a bunch of cleaning. But I did want to come on here because I wanted to show you my stitching setup, which I don't know if I've showed you how it's like when I stitch on fabric, because I am stitching something on fabric. Let me turn this off for a second. What I am stitching is Mouses by Tiny Modernist, Mouses Pumpkin Pie. So I'm going to put a picture up here of the pattern, and I am stitching mine on 28 count coffee Joblin, and I always start in the middle usually. So I just counted over and started the mouse. It's so cute, and it's a nice change. I do like stitching on fabric also. So this is a hoop that I got from somebody in the UK, because I could actually finish it in this hoop if I wanted to, because I have a back for it. But I'm probably just going to frame it. So I use these mini magnetic cable ties. So I have my needle, and it's also holding the fabric. But what I wanted to show you was what I am using for my stitching supplies. So, if you pay attention or you watch this channel for a while, you'll know that I have always been someone who has tried to find the perfect setup. And I don't think the perfect setup exists, right? What I think is I'm someone who likes to change up how I do my supplies every couple of months, right? So I had this clear box that I had purchased from Michael's for $1.49. And I had put in there scissors, needles, a colored pencil, because that's how I mark my pattern, stuff that stayed in my stitching bag because I had forgotten everything at the July retreat. And I said, I'm not going to do that again. So, but I got this box out because when I stitch on fabric, I use my Velky Pataki. I'm going to flip you guys around and show you my setup. But having my pattern on the magnetic board on the laptop thing, and having that wood board that I have, no, it was not working. I said I need something simpler. So what I wound up doing, and I'm going to show you like way back here the pattern. because real quick, you know the pattern. So there are different elements in Mouse's pumpkin pie. It's the mouse, the piece of pumpkin pie, a vase of flowers, and then a turkey. And instead of having, because I always make a working copy, so instead of having a whole piece of paper like this, I cut the pattern into its different elements, and so I only have like a small piece. So it's much easier for me to work from that piece. But what I decided to do with the clear case, this is scrapbook paper. All I did was take scrapbook paper and use double-sided sticky tape and put it here and put it all around the sides of it, just for decoration. And these remove, like you can pinch this and pull them out. So I was able to get up in here with it. I love it so much. I figure, you know, for $1.49, I could even go to Michael's. I could probably easily pull this paper off. But if I wanted to keep this, because I do love this paper, I could go to Michael's, get a couple more clear boxes, make one for Halloween, make one for Christmas. What I love about this is that these do snap up here, so you're not losing the lid. But I have, look, this is my little piece of pattern. But then, you know, the floss, the scissors, and these are my favorite scissors now. I need to find more of these. I only have this one pair. They're really easy to work with. They're very smooth. I love the designs. I got these in New Jersey when I was there in July. But really nice scissors. But yeah, the floss, my pencil, the scissors. And what's nice about this box, now you can see that. I don't care about that. But this fits. This sets very nicely in there. So you can just have this open right next to you. I'm going to flip you around and show you my setup. So I stitch here at my desk. This is my daylight lamp, my power bank, the hoop in the Velki Pataki, and then this. Because what I like about the Velki Pataki is when I want to finish off the back of the thread, this very easily just turns around like this. Absolutely love it. And this gives off fantastic light, and I use my power bank to power it up, and it works so well. I put my iPad here to watch a show when I'm stitching, and it's just so wonderful. I absolutely just love this setup so much. Okay. And then, yeah, I just wanted to show you my progress there really quick, and that I did finish reading I did finish reading the Correspondent, and it was wonderful. It probably is the best book I've read this year. I will not forget that book for a long time. And I started reading this book by Megan Church called The Mad Wife. It's about this wife in 1955, and she's trying to keep it together. She has a second child, and a new neighbor moves in across the street, and she talks about how she's slowly going insane by collecting these stamps from the grocery store that she can redeem for merchandise. And she talks about this is so many books of stamps. And I mean, I like the book because, you know, I'm fascinated by like that vintage housewife kind of thing, right? Because it's so different than what's going on currently in this world. I mean, there aren't too many women out there like that anymore. But back in that time in 1955, yeah. I'll be really curious to see what happens in the book. I've just started reading it, so. But okay, I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you are all doing well, and I will see you in the next segment. Hey guys, welcome back to another segment. Today is Friday, November 14th. The last 2 work days I've had have been really long work days. I've worked till like 8 or 8:30 both nights. Exhausting. So I didn't get any stitching done, but I did get a tiny bit the one night, because I told Bill, I said, look, if I don't make time to stitch, I'll never fucking stitch, right? You got to make time to do it. So I sat down after he went to bed and I finished Miss Mouse. Isn't she so cute? So now, I don't know where I think I'm going to go to the piece of pumpkin pie that's like right here. But what I did was I wound up saving the PDF to my phone, and I used my phone to hold the pattern. I was like, why did I not think of that before either? So that's what I did with that. I did get some stitchy goodness in the mail. So if you watched the last segment where I said, you know, I'm always trying to change up my setup and all of that, I love stitching gadgets. You know, Bill has always wanted me to dress up as Inspector Gadget for Halloween, but have stitching stuff all in the trench coat because I love being organized. So I bought this thread bed from Pop-Up Stitcher on Etsy. I will put the address down below. Okay, and she is having a sale, 25% off everything, 11.24 to 12.3. Nice. Okay, I'll have to look. So, oh my God, I didn't even wow. Okay, I didn't realize something on the back. In the past, I've owned a couple of these, right? And I'm really funny about them. I'm picky with my stitching stuff because a thread bed will, you know, if you don't know what it is, there's felt inside of here. Let me just show you. First of all, I love this clasp, right? It just fits over like that. So you open it up and this has texture. So let's just say I'm working on this color. I would lay this here. Of course, I have it flat. And then lay the thread there, and you could even shut it up in there if you're still working on that color. Now, in the past, what has happened is they won't stay open. Like you lay them on the table and it's kind of, it's not completely flat. That bugs me. This one though, when I opened it, look how flat that lays. It lays completely flat. And it also has this, you can put your needle in it if you want. So what I didn't realize though, was this has a zippered pocket on the back. I've never seen one that had that. So that's pretty cool. I like that. And they put their logo on the back. Love this. I am in love with this. So I will put their info down below. I have other stitching gadgets coming. So you guys will be getting a treat here because it's been a long time since I've bought any kind of gadgets, but let's have some fun, right? Okay, so I did get some patterns in the mail. I wound up, Top Knot Stitcher was having a sale, but I didn't buy these from her. I actually bought these from 123 Stitch. I love Top Knot Stitcher. 123 Stitch is the shiz though. Like they have everything. And what I love about their site is when you look at a pattern, they usually have all the threads, the fabric, like you can order, click on and order everything with it. It makes it so easy. So I saw this pattern and I'm going to stitch this next after Mouse's pumpkin pie. This is Sweet Wing Studio. I had never heard of this designer and I don't know how. This one is called Stay Cozy. I love this pattern so much. This stuff, this green is so much brighter. It's actually this green because I ordered the overdyed threads that go with it. There are some DMC, but I ordered all the classic colorworks and the gas that go with it. So I hope they're all in there. They look like they are, but yeah. That green is really bright. I love the cup. I love the leaves, the books, the socks, all of it. Love it. And, you know, I go back and forth between paper, fabric, stitching, all of that. I decided I wanted to get the fabric that this calls for. Now, you're going to fall over when I show you what it is because it's linen. When's the last time I stitched on linen? I don't know. But I'm trying to, you know, do something different, right? So it calls for 32 count light sand Belfast. So this is it. Yeah, I just ordered it with it. And what was nice was I had ordered this stuff and then realized I wanted the fabric. So I emailed them and they added it to the order. let's go 1, 2, 3 stitch. So yeah, that's going to be next. And you know what? I literally just got this in the mail today. I haven't even looked to see how big the pattern is. Now, I had wanted to buy the PDF. Ooh, the pattern is nice and big. What I might do, I might scan this on my phone, into my computer, and send it to myself and just use it on my phone. I'll see about that. Because, you know, my friend Lacey, she never highlights a pattern. And she stitches some complicated stockings. I don't know how she does it. But this is pretty easy to follow, where I might be able to get away with it. But I also could, you know, cut out the sections like I do. I can figure it out. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Because this pattern is bigger than like the mouse's thing. What I should probably get, and I've owned a billion of them, and I don't know why I don't. I should just put this on my magnetic thing that I have. But you know what I also like is the magnetic board where you get the little stand that flips backwards. I love that too. And those are pretty cheap. I may have to get one of those because that would work well for this too. We'll see. So there was that. Whoopsie. There was that pattern. And then I got 2 more Sweet Wing Studio patterns. This one I loved so much. I have to stitch this for Christmas. This is Mrs. Claus's cookies. So it says, Mrs. Claus with a twinkle and cheer keeps her cookie jar very near. With sugar and spice in every bite, she fills it with love each winter night. And it calls for all DMC except 2 overdyes. I love that. I love her. She's my favorite. But I loved that so much. What's the fabric they call for? Agave, 36 count agave linen. Never even heard of that, but it looks kind of green. So I could figure that out. But they wanted you to do it on 36 count. I don't know about that. But yeah, isn't it so cute? I love it. And then I also got this one from Sweet Wing Studio because just the premise of it. This is called Lantern Lights, and it says, let your light shine. Wouldn't it be cool to, so it's obviously all different lanterns, but I like the let your light shine part. Wouldn't it be cool to do like petite treasure braid on some of these? I'll have to do that. Like maybe on the flames, make them gold. I just love that one so much. Remember, I haven't saved many of my stitching pieces because I even went through after I had done that video and showed them all, and I even culled it down more. I've only saved a handful because I want to just have a clean slate and start over and have new needlework on the walls. And then this one. So this one is so funny. I love the fabric. The fabric is called Grandpa's Shop Rag by Lappin' Loops. I've never heard of that, but it's like red on red. I don't know if I would do that. Anyway, it's Dirty Annie's called Arrive Late, and it says better to arrive late than to arrive ugly. And it made me laugh so hard. I like the woman, and this looks like lace. That might look more pink in real life. I like it though. And I love how they framed it. So what it looks like people are doing with frames, and I never thought about this. It looks like they covered that you could use scrapbook paper or fabric for like the backing board and then do this and attach it to that. I have to remember that instead of just literally framing the piece in the size frame, because that looks really good. I love that. Yeah, I love how they did that. That looks, and you know, words. What's the trim on the outside? Why can't I think of that? What is that word? You're all screaming it right now. Cording. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that looks like pom-pom trim, which is very cool. And then I also bought a pack of And I don't know, I mean, I bought a billion of these. I don't know why I don't have these. Petite glass beads in black. Even though I know how to do French knots now after doing embroidery, sometimes I just want to use a bead for an eye. So got those. But that was it. So I have some work stuff to do right now, and something I have to tell you. So Bill hates going to the movies. The last time we went to the movies was when Bohemian Rhapsody was in the movies. Jesus, how long ago was that? Long time ago. He just doesn't like it. If we want to watch a movie, we usually do it here. I'll rent it from Amazon and we'll watch it. So he calls me this morning. Now, I hardly ever talk to him when he's working because he's really busy. So normally I'll just talk to him when he gets home. He calls me this morning and says, we're going out tonight. And I said, who's going out tonight? He goes, we are. And right away, I'm like, I get that like, because people being outside. I love my house. All my favorite things are in it, right? And we normally just stay in on Friday night, watch some of our shows from the week, relax. He says, we're going to go to the mall and have dinner, and we're going to go see a movie. I bought us 2 movie tickets. I said, you bought us movie tickets? I was just dumbfounded. Like, you could have knocked me over with a feather. He's like, yeah, we're going to have a date night. I was so surprised. Just when I think he can't surprise me, he does. So we are very excited. We're going to have a date night tonight. We're going to leave here in a couple hours, walk around the mall, have dinner, go to the movie. And he's like, man, we're going to be out till 10 o'clock. Like, it's a thing because we don't stay out late. We don't go out. We don't go out. We're not bar people. We like being home. I'm excited though to get out and see a movie. We're seeing the movie called Keeper. I had never seen that. He said, I know you like scary movies, so this is like a horror movie. Okay. I'm game. I did watch a really good show this week on Peacock called All Her Fault. Ooh, and it's based on a book by Andrea Mara. Now, she also wrote a book called Someone Upstairs or Someone Is in Your House or something, which I really liked. I read it. I did not read the book, and I'm kind of glad because I would not have wanted to go into this series knowing what was going to happen. Holy moly. All I can say, the last 3 episodes, hold on to your pants. Like, hold on, because your mouth is going to fall open. I mean, what? It was like 8 episodes, I think. Amazing. Loved it. Now I need something else to watch. I do have a movie I want to watch called The Cellar Door. And it stars Scott Speedman, him and his wife. This guy gifts them the house, but he says it's on one condition: you can't look in the cellar. You know things are going to go bad. You know they're going to go bad. But anyway, okay, I'm blabbing now. I hope you guys are all doing good, and I will see you in the next segment. Hey guys, today is Thursday. Yes, Thursday, November 20th. And I just wanted to come on here because I have some stuff to share that I kitted up, and I got some new books. I'm still working on Tiny Modernist Mouse's Pumpkin Pie, and I was able to get some stitching done yesterday and today, so I definitely have progress. Remember, I am working on 28 count Joblin, coffee Joblin. So let me take off the... Here's my progress. Isn't she just the cutest little mouse? I named her Lucy. So Lucy the mouse. I don't know what anybody can name it. It's Lucy. So I stitched the pumpkin pie piece yesterday, and what I find so funny is the pumpkin pie piece is as big as her. That's awesome because I love pumpkin pie. So now I'm going down here to stitch. It's like little flowers and candles, and then the turkey, and then that'll be it. But yeah, I'm enjoying working on this very much. And I kitted up some projects. So, oh, I forgot a piece of fabric I need to show you. Sweet Wing Studio lantern lights. I got the overdyed flosses in the mail for that today. I love the teal one. But yeah, did that. Got some that are overdyes. I'm going to use whatever they say. The rest in that is DMC. So I really like that. And I didn't get the fabric. I think I looked at the fabric and I was like, It says 28 count creationist green even weave by Fabric Flare. It's pretty. I do like it, but I don't know. And then, of course, you guys saw this, but I got the flosses for it, and there was a bunch of them. Classic Colorworks, and I'm not going to take them out. And then I kitted this up, too. I love this so much. This may be my Christmas project once I'm done, Mouse's Pumpkin Pie. And I actually got the called for fabric, which is, get ready, 36 count Edinburgh linen. Huh? Because I normally, and you know, it looks more gray. It's actually green. It's actually like an olive green. And then 2 overdyes. And yeah, I mean, that's what it looks like. So, but I was like, you know what? I stitch on 18 count paper. I think on linen though, I will do 1 strand instead of 2 strands, and that will make it so much easier. But I'm trying to be more open to stitching on whatever it calls for. Unless it calls for like, you know, 56 count or some crazy shit like that. That's not happening. My poor eyes would not survive that. And then I got 2 books in the mail. I'm telling you, TikTok, I'm enabled when I watch reels on there. I watch a lot of Christian people on there too. But this one is Karen Eman. I don't even know how to say her last name, but it's Zip It, the Keep It Shut 40-Day Challenge. I literally just got this yesterday. But it talks about what to say, how to say it, when to say nothing at all. Because silence is powerful, truly. And then I just got this book today by Cassie Downs. It is called Chasing Jesus, a 60-Day Devotional. I love stuff like this because you literally read a chapter a day. Yeah. I have a devotional that I already read, but another one can't hurt. So, but yeah, got those 2. And that's it. I'm going to sit here and work a little bit. I've been watching like, I own a lot of movies on Amazon Prime because we don't have a DVD player anymore. And not all of them are on Prime or any of the apps that I have. And I love horror movies. Recently, I rewatched all of the Hostel movies. Hostel, like, you know, a hotel in a foreign country. They are bloody and gory, but the story is good. I like the stories. And I'm just getting ready to watch on Paramount Plus the remake of Wrong Turn. I've seen it before. It's a movie from 2021. It's good, though. I really like it. And the series I'm watching, so at night, I will pick something to watch that I have to pay attention to, right? And I've been watching The Beast in Me. That stars Claire Danes, and it's on Netflix. So good. I'm on episode 5, so I still have 3 or 4 more. I think there's 8 episodes. Enjoying that very much. So after that, I don't know what I'm going to watch, but I have all the apps. Paramount Plus, Peacock, there's always something. So enjoying that very much, though. I like the thriller suspense ones. I like them very much. But yeah, that's a piece of paper. That's all that's going on. And oh, I'm reading, I finished The Mad Wife, really liked it. I did like that, so I recommend that one. Now I've been reading Trust No One by Caleb Crow. It's on, I'll put a picture of it up here. It is on Kindle Unlimited, and I'm really liking it. I read one of his other books, and I'll put that up here too. I want to say it was called The Neighbors, something like that. That one was good. A Good Neighbor. I'm going to put a picture up. I like that book, and I like the other one that I'm reading right now. Um, there are some good books coming out in the beginning of 2026. Mary Kubica's new book is coming out. Alice Feeney's new book is coming out. Frida McFadden has one. I've already, the Frida McFadden I will get on Kindle Unlimited, but the other two, the Alice Feeney and the Mary Kubica, I ordered the hardcovers because I want those physical books. Those will go on the bookshelf for sure. Because I got rid of so many books when I packed up my books, I'm going to have room on those shelves for more books. And I love Alice Feeney. I've read every single one of her books. Beautiful Ugly that she wrote this year, or that was released in January of 2025. One of my favorite books I read this year. That and The Correspondent by Virginia Hughes are probably my top two books for this year. I've read 67 books. Yeah. I'd like to get to 70. It's possible. By the end of the year, it's possible. So we'll see. It's hard to believe that I read 116 books last year, because that's like another 46 books past that. Like, what was I? I was a reading fool. I think I read a lot of short stories last year. Yeah. But yeah, we are hurtling towards Thanksgiving, which is next week. And then the week after, I go to Ocean City for a retreat. So I'm very excited about that, to see everybody. And we do a Christmas ornament exchange. Yeah, and I love this time of year. I know a lot of people like love summer. I hate summer. It's just, it's so hot. It's so hot here where I am, and bugs and all that. Winter is a time of, nesting and kind of like, I don't want to say a rebirth, but just, I like walking outside. Like today it was kind of cloudy and it's like 40 some degrees. I like walking outside when it's like the air is crisp. I love that. I love fall and winter. I don't like 10 feet of snow, but I love the weather, to go out and everything is just crisp and cool. And yeah, the trees, it's almost like hibernation. Maybe that's the word I was thinking of, where, this is time to hunker down and do your stitching or diamond painting or whatever. And yeah, my Christmas list this year, I asked Bill for a set of watercolors because I want to try watercolors in one of my coloring books instead of coloring pencils. I know you got to be careful because it will wrinkle the paper, but I feel like Johanna Basford's books are quality paper. So if I am sparing with the watercolor paint, I think I can do it. I want to try it. She just came out with a new coloring book that I put on my list called Wildflowers. And I really, really like that. So, but yeah. Oh, I also got, I love origami, although I'm not too good at it. I actually went on Etsy and bought this origami box for my orts because it folds up. Let me show you. Because I wanted something that would fit in here, right? Because this is what I'll be taking to the retreat. And so look, this is what I have. Isn't it pretty? And then when I want to see, it holds the orts nice. But when I want to travel with it, it folds up flat, will fit right in there. And then you just unfold it. Yeah, Etsy. I absolutely love it. I could have tried to make one myself, and I did try. I was not successful. And I said, you know what? Instead of me spending my time and energy on trying to make this, let me just go buy it. Yeah. And this paper is like quality paper. The origami paper I have is very thin. This is actually very smooth and thick. I love it. I would order another one from them for sure, but I don't need another one right now. This one works. I will link this down below. But okay. I hope you guys are all doing good, and I will see you in the next clip. Hey guys, today is Tuesday, November 25th. We are only 2 days from Thanksgiving. I'll be going to my dad's and then for dinner, but then I'll go and see my mom afterwards. Things have been good. We have done some more house stuff. We have like 99% of the stuff done that we need to do in this house, which is good. Um, I have been stitching the last couple of days because I have had some time. So I am working on Tiny Modernist Mouse's Pumpkin Pie, and I'll put a picture up here of the full thing. I am stitching mine on 28 count Joblin in the color Coffee. It is probably my favorite neutral fabric. White shows up really good on it. And for me, that is one of the hardest things to find, is a fabric that white shows up on without stitching on black, right? And I had this in a hoop, and then I had it in one of my Nerge hoops, but then I wound up putting it in this Q-snap just because I wanted to have the whole thing available. So yeah, I'm stitching this. I'm on like the vase or bowl, and then I just have the turkey, and then I'll be done. Tiny Modernist is actually having a sale for all, I want to say it's 11, but you get an extra one. You get like Mouse's Canada Day or something. So you get 12 patterns PDF of all of the Mouse series for $52. That's a really good deal. That is on her website right now. I don't know how long that sale is, but I love this so much. And remember, I named my mouse Lucy. Lucy is the cutest, right? And, you know, I go back and forth so much on how am I going to finish something in a scrapbook, framing it. I want it to be perfect, and I really think I need to let that go, right? I just want it to look good, right? But I also want a simple way to do it. So Bill and I over the weekend actually went to, oh, I have a good little story for you. Okay, before I tell all that, we went to Hobby Lobby over the weekend, and I was looking at the small frames because I knew I was going to be getting close to finishing this. And I'm actually, when I go to the retreat next week, I am going to bring, my next piece is going to be Mouse's, I think it's called Mouse's Christmas Decorating. I'll put a picture of that here. So cute. I'm going to stitch it on the same fabric, the 28 count Coffee Joblin. Everything will pop off of that. Yeah. And I decided I was going to frame these, right? I said, okay, Hobby Lobby has a bunch of small frames. They actually have a lot of frames that are 4x4. So cute. And it makes me want to find patterns to stitch to fit in those frames. Yeah, very, very cute. But I did find these. I went back today and I got 2 of these. These are 5x5. And this is like gold. I think it will look just fine. And I love these so much. 5x5 is perfect because the mouse patterns, if you stitch them on 14 count, which 28 count Joblin 2/2 is 14 count, it comes out to like 4.2 by 4.2. So I'll have a little bit around the outside. But what I'm going to try for the first time ever is wrapping the, and I don't know if this is glass or acrylic, but I'm going to wrap the fabric around this. I had seen that tip in one of the cross stitch books that I have. I've never tried it. So I'm going to try that because I don't frame any of my cross stitch with glass. Usually I toss it, put it on like mat board. I'm going to try that. So I will let you know how that goes. But yeah, I got 2 of them, and I was, you know, walking around Hobby Lobby, and I have to say, going into those stores, it's a little overwhelming because you see all of the Christmas aisles with all of the like pot holders and kitchen stuff and decorating stuff. And those of you who are utterly creative in finishing your cross stitch on items that are not typical, I admire you greatly. I feel like smoke coming out of my brain trying to figure that out, and realize like I just need to be who I am, right? I have finished so many things in my lifetime as far as cross stitch, but most of the time I frame it, and they've all turned out really, really well. I also got a mug at Hobby Lobby. um, they had all their Christmas stuff 50% off, and I don't have a Christmas mug anymore. My favorite mug that Jill had bought me for Christmas years ago, Bill accidentally broke it a while ago. Love that mug so much. And so I was looking around, and I like to buy a mug in the store so I can feel it, lift it, all of that, because I'm very picky about, is the lip of the mug smooth? Is it not too heavy? All of that. So this one was only $4.50. Mary, Mary, Mary. I love it so much. So that was a great deal, I thought. And that was all I got at Hobby Lobby. I got some candy for Bill. The whole point of me going out today too was I went to the Dollar Tree, and I have some stuff to show you because I wanted to get his stocking stuff done before Black Friday. Because once Black Friday comes, if I can avoid it, I would really like to avoid going into any store. I've already ordered Bill's Christmas stuff. He gave me a wish list on Amazon. All I have to do is get a couple gift cards and I'm done. So yeah, pared down this year for Christmas for sure. Nobody needs anything. That's the thing. Now, I have like 7, 8, 9 things on my list for Bill. Yeah, like I want a travel Keurig and the case, and I also put a sweater on there that I want, and a makeup product, and a coloring book, the new Johanna Basford coloring book, and a set of watercolors because I want to try watercolors in my coloring book. And I put a Fitbit on there. Like, it was stuff that I actually want, because Bill and I had a discussion. You know, we cleaned out so much in this house, and it's like, don't just buy me junk. I'm not buying him anything else than is what was on his Christmas list, and it's all for the boat. And his stocking, I just got him like candy and snacks that he likes, stuff that he'll eat and use up. Yeah, yeah. And I mean, we are approaching that time. I mean, it's hard to believe we'll be putting up the Christmas tree in a couple days. But I had seen, because I watch TikTok at night when I'm in bed, you know, playing around on my phone. There was a trick that someone had done to get a sticker off the bottom of something like this. So there was a circle sticker on here, right? It was like you put a piece of tape over it. Really push it down. Make sure the tape covers the entire label. And then when you pull the tape off, it's going to pull the sticker off. I thought, all right, I'm going to try it on this one. Well, it pulled the top layer of the sticker off. So not foolproof. And so I started to scrape it with my fingernail, and I went, oh my God, this thing works. And this is what I got the decal off on the door. Remember I showed you guys this? This is a, you know, a razor blade that is like that. I got this sticker off of this with this. It's fantastic. And it was like a 2-pack for $5 or $6. Sometimes you hit upon a gem. Cannot recommend that enough. If you don't feel like using Glue Gun or something like that. Okay, Dollar Tree. So when I went in Dollar Tree, my main goal was to get stuff for Bill's stocking, because now I'm done. I'm done. But of course I found some stuff for me. So in the candy aisle, I love caramels, and I've never tried these. These are Werther's Original Gingerbread Soft Caramels. I've never tried them. I love caramels so much, and there really aren't that many in here. There's 10 caramels in the bag. So I will be trying those. If you've tried them, let me know down below. I love looking at the hair and makeup and nail stuff in Dollar Tree. I had bought this nail polish corrector pen before. It works really well, because sometimes when I put on the Color Street, I might get it on my cuticle, like over a little bit. All I do is take this pen and just rub it along that edge, and it gets that little bit off. So when I saw this, I saw 2 more. I bought it again, because sometimes at Dollar Tree, when you get something it's gone like the next time you come back. So I bought another one of those. I will keep that. I have like a Vera Bradley cosmetic bag that I keep all my nail stuff in. Hair stuff. I'm just a sucker for hair stuff. This big clip, look how big that is. Because I'm going to let my hair grow again long. And eventually I'll be able to put it all up. I love this so much. Look, so when you put it in your hair, it looks like a heart on either side. I love that so much. And then I got another set of these bobby pins. I have these bobby pins. This bobby pin right here is my favorite bobby pin I've ever owned. Sometimes I like to just put a bobby pin in my hair just to get my bangs out of my face, unless I do something like this, which I really like. This is my favorite one. I was like, I saw this and there was only one set left, and I said, you know what? I'm going to get it. So I have it as a backup if that pin ever breaks. And then I also got this exfoliating facial scrub that I'm going to try in the shower, because when I use an exfoliator like this that's very gritty, I have the hardest time getting it all off at the bathroom sink. In the shower though, I can. So when I take a shower, I will use this, because especially with the winter, I just recently started using La Roche, is it La Roche-Posay? On the recommendation of my friend Becky. She uses their moisturizer, but I also use their face cleanser and I really like it. Amazon. So, but yeah, wanted to try this. And then the last thing I got at the Dollar Tree is tissues. So I saw, let me backtrack. Back a while ago, I used to get, and these are really, I think, made for your car. They're for a cup holder. Well, I like to have these in my office, downstairs next to in my bedroom on my night table, but downstairs on the end table where I put my drink and all that. And I was buying a 4-pack of the Kleenex brand, and it was like $12, something crazy, right? Well, I saw Dollar Tree had them, and this was a long while ago. Well, I bought, I don't know, 3. So I go back, they're gone. When I was in New Jersey for the retreat, Jill and Verna and I went to the Dollar Tree that's behind the hotel, and they had a ton. I probably bought 10 of them there. I bought almost every single one they had. And then when I was in the Dollar Tree today, they had 3 of them. I bought them all. I would have bought more if they had them. So I got these 2 and then another blue one. Love them so much. The tissues are not bad. They aren't the best quality, but for $1.25, I mean, come on. So that was the last thing that I got. Now, my little story. So yeah, over the weekend, I had kept saying I wanted to go to the new Barnes & Noble. There's a new Barnes & Noble in a strip mall that it is like the mecca now for shopping. In the parking lot is Chick-fil-A, so it has that, but it has a gym, Top Golf, Sprouts grocery store, a pet store, Ulta, which is a makeup store if you don't know what that is, Five Below, TJ Maxx, Barnes & Noble, DSW Shoe Warehouse, Ashley Furniture, Hobby Lobby, and Home Goods. Like, are you kidding? You could literally probably do all your Christmas shopping in that strip mall. Park and just walk, right? I hadn't been to the new Barnes & Noble yet. And I told Bill over the weekend, I'm like, I want to go, but I don't want to go because I know I'm going to spend money. I'm going to want to buy something, right? So we go in and it's beautiful. It was in this space. Party City used to be there and they've since closed. So that's why that space was empty. It's beautiful, beautiful. And then, you know, books. I walk in, you could smell the books. It's like heaven, truly. So we're walking and I noticed there's a new Myrtle book. I have volumes 1, 2, and 3. There was a new one called, I think it's called School of Mystery. And I said, you know what, I'm going to get this. I said, I really like to do these. So I pick it up and I'm holding it. Now we're walking around the store, looking at everything. Bill was even looking at like the cookbooks because, oh, excuse me. He tells me when we move and he has more time, he wants to really learn to cook good. He cooks dinner every night. I'm so appreciative of that. But he wants to like really make stuff. So he was looking at the cookbook section. So I'm walking around. This employee at the store approaches me. And I swear he said, and this is where, you know, there was a lot of people in the store. I should have really stopped. I feel like I misunderstood him. I didn't pay enough attention. I swore that he said to me, he saw me holding the Myrtle, and he's like, the author is here. You could get your book signed. Really? They're like, yeah, they're at the front of the store. And they're like, they did this new book where it's like tabbed and, you know, you have to solve this puzzle to get to the next puzzle. It's almost like an escape room kind of thing. And I'm like, really? I'm thinking to myself, I've never even heard of them devising that, right? Of this person that wrote Myrtle making a new book like that. So I was like, okay. And Bill was like kind of behind me and he asked me what he said and I told him and he's like, yeah, go have them sign it. That would be awesome. And I'm like, that would be so cool. Oh my God, thinking about this now. So I walk around the corner and I should have known because I'm pretty sure the person that writes Myrtle is a gentleman. It's a man. This was a woman with beautiful pink hair. I loved her hair. And without even thinking, I just said, can you sign my book? And she looks at me and says, oh, I didn't write this one. I was mortified. I said, I am so sorry. And she was talking about the book that she did do, which is sort of like Myrtle, but the escape room kind of puzzle book. She had a Halloween and a Christmas one, I think. And obviously she was signing those, right? And the employee that said something to me heard me saying to her, so-and-so told me that you wrote Myrtle, blah, blah, blah. And he walks right over and he's like, no, I just said, do you like puzzle books? There's an author here. And I apologized to him too, because I completely misunderstood him. And I just said to Bill, can we just go? Like, let me pay for this book and just go. I was so mortified. But when we came out, Bill's like, you're never going to see those people again. I wouldn't even worry about it. And that's the kind of thing that I need to start letting go, right? To do things like that all the time. People make mistakes like that all the time. It was just so embarrassing because as an author, oh my God, it would be like asking Stephen King to sign Riley Sager book. And he didn't write that. Like, my God. But I did get a new pair of tennis shoes at DSW because my podiatrist recommended Brooks tennis shoes. And the ones I had, I've worn them so much. I mean, I think I've had them for 4 or 5 years. The tread was wearing off. So it was like slipping when I would go out in rainy weather or anything wet. And they had Brooks there. Now, when I bought mine 5 years ago, they were $150 on the website. These were $100. So let me show you. I'm just going to bring the camera down instead of. See? They're like white and teal. I really like them. The only thing though, when I put them on in the store, I just stood there. I didn't really walk. When I came home the next day, and wait a minute, this phone's kind of crooked. When I came home the next day and put them on and walked, they squeaked because like my heels were rubbing on the back. So when I had bought all the shoes for the wedding, you know, the 2 weddings, my stepdaughter's wedding and our neighbor's wedding, I had bought a couple dresses, bridal showers. It was a whole thing the first like 6 months of this year. And I had bought 4 different pairs of dress shoes. Well, the dress shoes too, slipping on the back. I bought these adhesive pads that were wonderful in the dress shoes. They work in these tennis shoes too, because now my feet do not slip and they don't squeak. The squeaking would have bugged me to no end. But yeah, that's it. And you know, I sit here and I think, why do I constantly just worry about how I'm going to finish things? I don't know. I mean, there are people that have a whole drawer full of unfinished things. I think because, I don't know, I spend so much time on it and I just want to be able to see it up on the wall. Eventually, not here. Yeah, I haven't done any diamond painting. But you know, I also have a dream of stitching every single mouse pattern that Tiny Modernist has done. They are just so insanely cute. So after the Christmas one, I want to stitch this one. This is Mouse's Snow Day. I just love this little mouse so much. And I would stitch this again. I would stitch this on the Coffee Joe blend. The white would pop on it. It would look amazing. And I love the blues. Now I use the DMC conversion. I do not, it's charted for Weeks Dye Works. And the model was used Weeks Dye Works, but no, I just use DMC. And then I have this one too, Mouse's Schoolhouse. I have a whole bunch, but these are the ones that I can reach. Love, this would be great to do for September. So I actually wrote her on, I sent a message using their contact form on their website, and I said, I hope you never stop designing the mouse patterns because they're all the same size. So they would all fit in a 5x5 frame. They're all insanely cute. I mean, I guess the sky's the limit. I would love to see like Mouse's Library. Wouldn't that be so cool? She's done a lot. I mean, she's done 12 of them, so that's quite a bit. But how about like Mouse's Coffee Day? Or, you know, there are really limitless ideas, I guess, if you really wanted to keep doing it. So I hope she keeps doing it. I would love to see a library or a book themed one and a coffee one. That would be amazing. But yeah, you think 11 of them. And then I also thought, speaking just like for goals and things, wouldn't it be such a cool idea, like for next year, to stitch every single free Friday stitch from Primrose Cottage Stitches? I have loved so many of those patterns, and I've never stitched, I don't think I've stitched part of one. I actually went on their website today and I bought the kit for December. So the pattern is released on the first Thursday of every month. And they also usually include a finishing kit. So what I was thinking, I would challenge myself to get the kit that they use with the fabric and the floss and get the finishing kit, and then have it a monthly challenge for me to finish that and finish it, fully finish it with their materials, whether it's in a frame, on a canvas, something. The finishing kit was sold out, and it was like pom-pom trim and a piece of fabric that said Winter Wonderland. So I know it's going to be like winter themed because the pattern they released in November was Christmas themed. You know, they kind of do it a month in advance so you have time to stitch it for the holiday. I might still try to do that. I just love the idea of just getting the kit. The pattern's free. And they usually include like a free needle minder or stickers or something when you buy the kit. So I will let you know when that gets here. I ordered the Ada because I actually really love Ada. You guys know that. So they gave you a choice of Ada, Lugana, or I want to say it was a linen. And I love Lugana too, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to get the Ada. My eyes. It's so easy on my eyes. But yeah, I just have so many ideas floating around that I want to do needlework wise. And I'm guessing that you guys do too, you know, when you're stitching, but I need to concentrate on finishing something because I haven't finished something in a while. Not since my mermaid. I've started things but haven't finished. So yeah. But okay, I have talked now for almost 25 minutes. So I am going to go, and I hope you guys all have a happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate it. And I'll see you in the next clip. Hey guys, welcome to another segment. Today is Wednesday. What is the date? The 26th. I think it's the 26th. If I'm wrong, I'll put the correct date on the screen like I always do. I realized yesterday that it probably, or in editing back yesterday's segment, it probably really seemed like I was complaining throughout that segment. you know, about not being able to figure out how to fucking finish cross stitch. And I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not coming on here and complaining anymore. It doesn't do any good. It doesn't do any good. I'll figure it out. I mean, I've finished cross stitch stuff for 15 years. Those frames I got at Hobby Lobby, very, very cute. I really, really like them. I didn't do any stitching yesterday because after I filmed the segment, I wound up doing some stuff for work, and then I edited the segment. And by editing, you know, I watch back everything I record now so I can insert pictures and things like that. So no stitching got done. I am hopeful with the Thanksgiving holiday that I will get some stitching done in the next couple of days to be able to show you guys some more progress. What I did want to show you though was this wonderful like Ort container, like little trash can that I bought off of Etsy. It's so fabulous. The workmanship. I realize now why it was the price that it was, because I want to say it was $55, something like that. I'm going to flip you around and I'm going to show you. Okay. Here it is. This, I looked at so many of these. Now, I owned one of these long, long time ago. Not like this. I owned the one that fit like over the armchair of a recliner. I will link this down below the seller because she had one more. I'm sure she'll make more. You know what I just realized? I can put my scissors in there if I want to. In the back here, this is a scissors holder right there. Can you see it? It'll hold scissors. But why I wanted it was I love that this is so sturdy, that it doesn't like move or anything. And then this is Velcro, so you can actually take that off if you don't want that on there. The pins came with it. And this has, you know, the grippy stuff on the bottom, like the shelf liner, so it doesn't go anywhere once you do it. And this will come in handy, you know, for scraps, like when I do some finishing, right? It absolutely will. I love this so much. I just put it out here yesterday because I just got it in the mail, but I love it. I mean, that's a pretty big container, right? But yeah, I will link it down below from Etsy. The workmanship is incredible. They did a really, really good job. And I left them a review. I love it. I love it so much. So let me flip you around. But yeah, I hope you guys all have a really good Thanksgiving and a good holiday weekend. And if you go shopping, you know, on Black Friday, be safe. We are heading into the holiday season. And, you know, I'm not always the best with holiday season. Given that we've cut back a lot, I think I feel a little bit better. I don't know. My thinking just changes as I get older about Christmas. And I watched a TikTok the other day. And the woman, it hit home because she's like, I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I don't want to do any of it. Anything to do with Christmas. Because she laid it out like she has 3 kids, I think. And she said they get 10 presents from us each or something. What it wound up being was like 90 presents per child with all the family members and stuff. And she said, you know, then I got to clean out all their stuff to make room for the new stuff. And what sense does that make? I don't know. It was pretty good though, because I feel like a lot of people feel that way at this time of year. So I'm hoping I get to stitch some today, because it truly is. When I stitch, it is a very peaceful time where I can watch something. And I think that's why all of us stitchers probably like stitching, because of the repetitive movement of it. For me, it's kind of calming, having to concentrate on repetitively pulling thread, putting it in, you know what I mean? Putting the needle down in the fabric. There's a Zen quality to it. But yeah, so have a good Thanksgiving, and I'll see you probably in one more segment, I would say. I definitely will come back on to say bye, even if I don't have any progress to show. Hey guys, today is Saturday, November 29th. Yeah, because tomorrow's the 30th. This will be the last segment for this vlog. So, I decided that I wanted to start stitching Christmas stuff. So I have put away Mouse's Pumpkin Pie. And I actually started a pattern that I found on Etsy. I'm going to put the cover page up here because I have it on my phone, the pattern. And I am stitching it on a piece of 14 count Aida from Fiberlicious that I got from her Fabric of the Month Club, and it is called Dream Drizzle. And it's beautiful, isn't it? So this is my start. You can see this, all the snowflakes. I started in the middle and I'm just doing all the snowflakes, and then I'll do the house and the Santa. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to tear out these snowflakes that aren't cross stitch, and I'm going to do them in petite treasure braid, so they'll be sparkly. And I'm really enjoying it. I really love stitching on Aida. I love Fiberlicious fabric. It's fantastic. So I have been enjoying doing that. I've worked on that the last yesterday and today. And then, so I will be taking this piece with me next week when I go to the retreat. But I'm going to be taking another piece also, which is the November free pattern from Primrose Cottage Stitches. And I actually have it. I'm going to take this with me. I got this off of Etsy. I'm pretty sure this is a seller that was in the Ukraine. I got this really quick. So it unfolds, and it has like, this is the thread for the November, the stitch, the Primrose Cottage Stitches. It's called Mary something. I'll look at it. I picked my own colors. They did theirs in Weeks Dye Works, but I just picked, it only has a white, a black, a green, 2 browns, and a red. So, but there's a zipper pocket here. And then this opens up and there's 3 slots. But what I like here, let me try to do this. What I like here is you can put, like I can put the hoop here, and then I have my pattern in here. So yeah, I really liked it, and it will go well in my backpack. So I am going to stitch the Friday freebie. Oh, I can show you the picture of, it's by Soda Stitch, the one I'm working on. It's this one, Santa's Village. Isn't it so cute? I love it. I love it very much. So working on that. And then the Primrose Cottage Stitches pattern is called Merry and Bright Mice. It was their free pattern from November. Very awesome. It's amazing that they release them every single month. I think that's really, really awesome that they do that. And all you have to do is be a newsletter subscriber and you can get it. So, but yeah, I'm going to stitch this on this piece of fabric. I think it'll look really cute. Yeah. So those are the 2 pieces, the 2 things that I am taking with me to the retreat. And that's it. Yep. So, and I'm going to enjoy it very much, and I'm looking forward to going. We are actually going to put our Christmas tree up today at some point, but I am enjoying some quiet time and stitching, and thought I would come on here. But that's all I have to show you guys. And I hope you had a good Thanksgiving, and that if you like Black Friday and all that shopping, that you are going ahead and enjoying yourself, being safe. Thank you for hanging out with me and watching this video and subscribing and commenting and all of that. I will see you guys at the end of December.